What's up, everybody? It's Michelle Renee from IamMichelleRenee.com, and today I have Miss Mackee Sykes. What's up, Mackee? How are you?
Hey girl, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad to have you here because you are about to be like my whole life changer. Tell us about your brand and where you're from and what you do.
Okay. Well, my name is Mackee Sykes. I am from a small town called Salis, Mississippi, which is about 6 miles from Kosciuszko, Mississippi.
Okay.
You may be familiar with Kosciuszko. That's the hometown of
Oprah Winfrey.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of people have never heard of Salis. It's much easier to just say Kosciuszko.
Mhm.
But that's where I'm from. I'm currently in Pearl, Mississippi, which is right outside of Jackson. I've been here about 13 years.
Wow.
Me and my husband, we've been married for 13. So we moved back here back in 2008. I was living in Atlanta. He was living in Memphis. And so we decided to get married and move back home. So that's where we've been for the last 13 years.
Nice. Tell us the name of your brand.
The name of my brand is Wake, Pray, Create. This is a piece of me that I decided to share with the world back in March of this year. Actually, it's very in its infancy, so to speak.
Mhm.
So I've only been around about 6 months. I started it because I love to decorate and organize, and I've been doing it for years. I've always had an eye for detail. I've decorated my home. I've helped friends and family decorate their home as well as organize their spaces and stuff like that. And so I've always posted things on my personal social media pages, and I've gotten great feedback. And
Yeah.
people have always said, "Oh, I wish you could come do my home," or when you start your business, I'll be your first client. And so, you just kind of take that as, okay, with a grain of salt. You just think people are being nice. And so my husband has been telling me for years, hey, you really are talented. You really should think about, starting your own business, or at least, start a couple of, social media accounts and see, how that turns out. So in March, I finally decided to step out on faith and create this brand. And because of the pandemic, I had all of this new time on my hands, so I've been able to really nurture it and, pour into it and feed into it. So that's where Wake, Pray, Create started.
And you know what? One, that's a beautiful name. I absolutely love the name Wake, Pray, Create because that's exactly what you have to wake up, you got to pray, and then we get into this creative space. And I was talking to some other ladies a few weeks ago, and there are so many people who don't realize that there are natural creatives. We are natural
Mhm.
creatives. And here you
Exactly.
are, you found what your creativity lives in, and you've been manifesting it all along. But now you're like, you
Hmm.
know what? Let other people see what it looks like to do this thing, right?
Right, right,
Absolutely. I
exactly.
absolutely love that. With the way I found out about you, like I knew you from seeing your husband post pictures of you or post about you
Hmm.
and things like that. He's got a funny sense of humor, so he always
It
got something
does.
going on. But it wasn't until my line sister, who's
Hmm.
a very close friend of mine, we've been friends since high school, over 20 years, shared that she needed somebody to come and help her declutter
Hmm.
and organize. And she said that she was going to hire you to come and do it. And then she talked about the entire process. And I was like, this is one of the rare moments where I'm like, I wish I lived in Mississippi because I'm going, I need that. I need somebody
Hmm.
to come and help me to organize this space and figure out a way to declutter, but also organize the things that we have to match the space that we're in and just overall
Exactly.
decorating, right? So
Hmm.
I'm really, really excited to be able to share you with the world and what it is that you do. So I know that your brand's mission is to declutter life's chaos and create organizing solutions that lead to a neat, tidy, clutter-free space where you and your family can live, enjoy, and create lasting memories. Let me tell you why that's so powerful. I am a creative, like in every
Hmm.
meaning of the word, an artist, a singer, a songwriter, a blogger, a YouTuber, but my life in general is cluttered. And people are like, I don't know how you function like that. And honestly, I don't know how to function without it because that's been my life. But I'm
Hmm.
walking in this new space where I want to not live in clutter. I want
I
to not
understand.
operate in clutter. I want to have a neat, nice desk. I want to have things in a space. So when you think about that, Tell me how it is that you come in and identify where people need your support the most and then move forward. Walk us through a day in the life of Wake, Pray, Create. What does it look like?
So typically, a client or a potential client will reach out to me and say, "Hey, I need help, just like you. I'm struggling. I don't know what to do. I can't find anything. I'm just tired of tripping over stuff and digging, trying to find things. I waste so much time looking for stuff."
Mhm.
So what I do is I take some information over the phone, and then we set up a consultation, and I come to their home and I ask them, okay, well, what are the areas that you need help with? And give me your top three. And they'll usually say, oh, it's my master closet, it's my kids' room, it's my kitchen, it's the kids' playroom. And so what I like to do is I like to set up a plan. And for me, I like to start off small with my clients. I don't want to tackle the biggest project first because I want them to kind of get their toe wet. I don't want to overwhelm them.
Yeah.
I want them to get stressed out. And plus, I have found when you start with small projects, things like, a bathroom, maybe your master closet, depending on how big it is, once you have conquered that space, you have purged, meaning you have released items, you've discarded items, you decide to donate them or trash them, depending upon, their condition. Once you cleared out all of that clutter, I come in and I organize it for you. You take a step back and you're like, wow, that's a relief off you. If you're
Oh
relieved,
yeah. You feel so much better
you
when you're not
you
living
feel
in
so
clutter.
much better. And
Yeah,
not only do you feel so much better, it encourages you and it motivates you to take
absolutely.
spaces. I don't want to, bombard you on the first day. Here we are tackling all of your spaces. Let's start off small. I want to kind of get a gauge of what your stress levels are, where you tend to get, anxiety, you get frustrated. I just don't want to overwhelm you at first. So usually I do like 4 to 6 hour sessions starting first, see how you adjust to those. And then if I feel like, or you feel comfortable, like, oh, I think I can do, an 8 hour day. Okay, then let's, do an 8 hour day. But I like to start off, with a 4 6 hour session max. And, to be honest, some people are like, can you do a lot in 4 to 6 hours? Absolutely. You can accomplish a lot in 4 to 6 hours, because when I get in, I hit the ground running. We create zones in terms of how we're going to tackle your clutter, in terms of things we want to keep, things that we want to discard, and things that we want to donate. And then I've also noticed that a lot of times with clients, they forget about things they've had for years. And then when they kind of start looking at stuff, they go down memory lane, and then they start to question, well, maybe I need to keep this. Maybe, one day I'll wear it. And I like to gently remind them, like, hey, you've had this for however many years. You
Yeah.
didn't realize you had it. You've forgotten about it. I know that you love that outfit, but even if you lost weight, do you really want to wear something like this that's, out of date? If you lose weight, you want to go out and get your brand new wardrobe. At least that's what I would want to do.
Yeah.
You go
Yeah.
out and get your brand new wardrobe. So why don't we let go of these items and give them to someone who may need them?
Right.
Sometimes they'll take a step back and say, yeah, you're right. Go ahead and put that in the donate bag, and let's move on. So I
That's
like,
powerful, Mackee, because
yes,
it's wanting to hold on to things and
yes.
that special motivation outfit or those motivation
Mm-hmm.
jeans or all those different types of things that really kind of put us in that space. When you think about the type of work that you do, how do you think your brand is going to, because I know it's still new, or what do
Mm-hmm.
you think the impact of your brand is going to be on the Black community?
Well, I look at it like this. We as Black women, we wear so many hats.
Yes.
Are we are daughters, we are moms, we are sisters, we are cousins, we are girlfriends, we are, we just wear so many hats. And then on top of that, you factor in now with the pandemic, we now have to be teachers and tutors and stuff because a lot of our children are now going to school from home.
Yes.
So as Black women, we oftentimes are often looked over. We, even though we are the brightest, the most hardworking, the most educated, qualified individuals, a
Yeah.
lot of times we are looked over and passed over for someone else. And so, so many times we are often fighting to be heard, we are fighting to be seen, respected, and valued. And when we are wearing so many hats, a lot of times the first thing that falls by the wayside is our homes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, we just get behind on doing laundry, or we get behind on picking up after the kids, or dishes pile up, mail piles up, packages pile up. And before you know it, you're just kind of overwhelmed. And
Absolutely.
right, you're ready to make the first step. You've made the decision, okay, I got to do something about this. This is too much. It's, impeding on my life. But you just don't know where to begin. You don't know where to start.
You
Everything.
are preaching to me. I feel seen. I feel,
You just don't know where to start. You simply,
you feel bad.
yes. And it just stresses you out. Like, it just stresses you out. It can stress your family out. It can put a strain on your relationship with your significant other.
It affects your mental well-being. Like, people don't
Exactly.
understand that. Do you realize the connection between clutter and anxiety?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
once you feel like you've gotten to a place where you can't unclutter or you can't address it, it
Hmm.
becomes even more heavily weighted on you. And like,
Right.
it's a mental piece that's attached to clutter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a thing called hoarders for a reason.
Yeah.
People tend to attach themselves to things so much so it is impossible for them to let those items go. You
Yes.
move those items and their world crashes down. You
Yes.
um it's really it's really intriguing for me to watch, because I love the show Hoarders.
Of
It's
course.
it's very therapeutic for me. And so I have learned a lot from those episodes, just with, how people, how they view their things, no matter what condition that they're in, how they view their things, how they want to hold on to those things. And then once they release those things, how it impacts them afterwards. And
Absolutely.
so with me, I don't want you to feel like you're losing something when you're decluttering. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel like you're doing something good for yourself, because I really and truly feel like decluttering and organization is a form of self-care. I
Oh
really
my gosh. Yes.
I
Yes.
really do. I really feel like if you can get your home organized in a way that functions for you, that you are not wasting precious time from your family and your friends because you're looking for something, because your house is so cluttered, you don't want to invite people over, because a lot of people are embarrassed by it. They're ashamed of it. They don't want to invite people to their home because they don't want to feel judged. They don't want to be criticized for how they live. And it's not because they're too lazy. They just don't have the time. They don't have.
They don't have the time. And when you feel like you don't have the time, it starts to, like I say, compact into so many other things.
Exactly.
And it becomes this daunting task. Like with laundry, if I don't do laundry, like at least wash and dry a load every day,
Mm-hmm.
watching it pile up makes me like stressed, right?
Yes.
I can deal
Yes.
with it if it's clean, but I can't deal with the dirty laundry. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? I'm gonna take a day and tackle folding all the laundry. But if it's clean, I
Mm-hmm.
can do that. But if it's not, I can't. And it's so much. So there's something so powerful in what it is that you're doing as a service
Mm-hmm.
to offer to people. So you are so needed. We need you. Like, we need
I
multiple yous.
honestly didn't realize until I started posting more organizational picture posts and things like that, how people struggle with, clutter in their life.
Yeah.
I knew people had cluttered homes, but I kind of just assumed you live with it. That's the way you live. No judgment here, but I didn't realize that people want to do something about it. They just
Yeah.
simply know who to turn to, or how to get help. So
Yeah. That's powerful. Like, I did not expect this interview to go in that direction. But
I didn't
right.
either.
But it's really like intriguing to me because I know personally, having kind of grown up in a clutter situation,
Mm-hmm.
and you deal with it, but then
Mm-hmm.
getting out on my own and not wanting that. I was like, I don't want
Right.
to hold on to everything. That I take pictures. Pictures are important to me because they
They
are,
are to me too.
so those things are very sentimental to me. So I have to figure out ways to organize them better instead of just keeping them in a box, because it's not helpful to have them in a box.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm learning and I'm trying to teach the girls how to let go of stuff. But it
Yeah.
is hard because my little baby is like, but I love this. And this was from this. And this is before we moved to Florida. I'm like, I know, but put it in a scrapbook. Let's let it go. So much.
Right.
It's so much. So thinking about like your business, this brand was birthed in the pandemic. Where do you see this going in the future? Because we talked a little bit about, moving into a virtual space and how to help
Mm-hmm.
people virtually. Where do you see this going?
I would definitely like to start offering virtual services because even though if I can't, you live too far away from me to come to your actual home and help you declutter side by side, I can still offer you something via, the internet. We have had to really adjust because of this pandemic.
Yeah.
Had to rely on Zoom and WebEx for work, for school, hanging out with girlfriends and things like that, virtual weddings, so on and so forth. So I can still come into your home and help you come up with solutions on organizing spaces. It would just require you and maybe a loved one to put in the effort of actually, doing the actual work. I wouldn't be there to organize those spaces with you, but we can definitely come up with a plan to where you can start this and I can monitor you along the way. If you're struggling with some areas you don't know what to do, you can give me a call. We can jump on and do another, Zoom or WebEx, and I can walk you through where you're, struggling at, so on and so forth. So yeah,
That's powerful.
I want to see this really grow. I never expected, this particular aspect of what I create to really take off. But I'm excited about it. I enjoy it. My husband, he just looks at me. He was like, I can't believe you like doing stuff. I absolutely.
I can't believe your life's mission is really helping people become uncluttered. But it's such a powerful, and it has such a ministry feel to it.
It does. It really does. Now that you say that, because Jasmine, when she gave me a shout out on Facebook, she really said that you have really turned the space into a home for me. I look forward to coming home now, and I was like,
That's
wow,
powerful. Oh
I
my
never
God,
thought of
that's
it that way.
powerful.
But when you think about it, your home is your safe space.
Sanctuary.
It's
Yeah.
where you come to relax, to
Yeah.
rejuvenate, to decompress from the world. And when you dread coming home, you don't like coming home because you're faced with clutter,
Laundry, clutter.
laundry.
Yes.
You don't get any relief. You come home, you deal with it, but then you have to go back out into the world the next day. So you don't get an opportunity to really and truly relax, relate, and release. You don't get an opportunity to do that. So I'm very thankful that I was able to go into their space and really clear out the things that just was hindering them from being their best selves, so that now they can enjoy their space and they can make, so many more memories to come.
I absolutely love that. Is there anything else that you would like for people to know about you or your brand?
I would like people to know that, hey, I love to work with people. I love helping people. I love helping people be their absolute best selves. You only get one life. So
That's
you might
right.
as well enjoy it. Live it to the fullest and don't let things like clutter stop you from being great. Stop you from inviting people over to your home
Yeah.
because you're ashamed of it or you're embarrassed and things like that. The first step is acknowledging that there is an issue. And then the second thing is just getting help. There are plenty, if I'm too far away, there are plenty of professional organizers in your area.
Yeah.
Don't feel afraid or ashamed to reach out to them and say, hey, I have a problem. They're not there to judge you. They're not there to make you get rid of things that you don't necessarily want to do, you want to get rid of. They're there to help you, again, to create a space that you can enjoy for years to come. I also want people to realize, if you're thinking about tackling these things yourself, you can do it. But please understand that decluttering is a process. And it took you a while to to accumulate all of these things. It can take you a while to let go of those things. I suggest starting off small. Pick something like a cabinet,
Yeah.
a small closet, a bathroom cabinet, perhaps. Pick something small. Time yourself, maybe give yourself an hour, put on some of your favorite music, and just go through stuff and just, throw out things. If it's half empty, throw it out. If it's expired, definitely throw it out. If it's old and you've forgotten about it, throw it out. After that hour is up, whatever you're done, if you're done, then go ahead and immediately throw those items away. Try to take them to the trash if you can. If there are items that you're going to donate, try to make the time within the next 24 to 48 hours to take those things to Goodwill so they just don't stack up.
Mm-hmm.
And once you've tackled that space, you feel good about it, then move on to something else a little bit bigger that may take you an hour and a half, 2 hours, and just take baby steps. Don't go and overwhelm yourself, because a lot of times people start and
You
they
get discouraged.
get discouraged, you get frustrated, and you just quit, and then you have an even bigger mess.
Exactly.
And take your time, relax. Don't beat yourself up. If you can get help, get help. Again, reach out to a professional organizer, in your area, and just say, let them know, hey, what your issues are. And I promise you, they will be more than glad to come into your home and help you fix whatever clutter situation that you may have.
I love that. Tell the people how they can reach out to you. What's your social media handles? If you have a website, let us know that information.
Okay, well, I am currently on Facebook and Instagram, and both my handles are Wake, Pray, Create. I am working on a website, and that should be coming up within the next month or so. So be on the lookout for that. I am based here in Pearl, Mississippi. If you're interested in some professional organizing services, just reach out to me via those places, those websites, and we can go from there.
Yes. I absolutely love it. So, last question. I always try to end my interviews with this question if I can remember to ask it.
Okay.
What is one word that affirms who you are?
Passionate.
I totally agree. Tell us why.
I'm passionate because I feel like this is my ministry. I think this is my calling. I love what I do. I get great satisfaction in knowing that I am helping someone. I feel like I am doing my part when it comes to helping our community.
Yes.
People struggle so much with, areas in their home, and it just impacts so many other parts of their life.
Absolutely.
If I can help them clear out some visual clutter that will then open up some space in their mind for them to be their best selves, to start a business, or, start a family, or, have more family over, or whatever, that's the best payoff for me.
That is so powerful. You are such a dope Black woman. Oh my God. I'm so really impressed and just excited to be able to connect with you in this way. Thank you so much for coming on the platform and sharing who you are and sharing your gift with us. Like, we're going to be looking forward to so much more from Wake Pray, because there's going to be so much birth from this. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I love what you do. I love the fact that you are showcasing beautiful Black women in their respective businesses and stuff. I have watched several of your videos, and I'm just high-fiving you every time. Like, do what you do. Keep doing
Thank
it,
you.
girl.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.